Hi. Before we can talk about building a legacy, before we can talk about faith, before we can talk about protecting what matters the most, we need to answer a very critical question. A question that, when you are asked, sometimes the answer changes depending on the environment you are in. Hi, my name is Melinda, a licensed wealth consultant, a mother, and a woman of faith. Welcome to I Now Know Better. If you're new to this podcast, please subscribe, like, and follow, depending on which platform that you are on, and let us grow. This is a platform and a space to help you grow, challenge yourself for growth, not only growth, but also strengthen your relationship with God. Asking yourself the hard questions is part of growth. It is important to answer the question, who are you? Because only when you know who you are is when you know that the foundation upon which your direction in terms of building a legacy is cemented. Otherwise, without understanding who you are, you're building a legacy on a slopey, or should I say soggy, ground. Therefore, as we discuss now, I'm going to share with you a tool that I have used in discovering who I am. Right? So this tool is called the Johari's window. This is a window that used to not only raise awareness on who you are, but also understand how you relate with people. But I don't want you to look at it as a tool. I want you to look at it as a mirror, something that shows you who you are from both your perspective, but also from the perspective of God and the people around you. The Johari's Windows theory is made of four quadrants, as it is listed here. The first quadrant is what you know about yourself and what others know about yourself. Others know about you. So this is what we call the open area. Basically, this is what is public. Everybody knows your job title. Your job title. What people know, your abilities, your positions, your dreams that you've publicly shared with people. So all that falls into that. I want you to list them down, your values, your beliefs, your not things that make you you and is public to everybody, public knowledge. That is the open area. I want you to sit down using your pen. I want you to fill in this box. It is called the open area. So please fill it in, write as many things as possible. This cannot be done in a day. You cannot know yourself in a day because you're a complex person. So you know yourself on a daily basis. So you have to be very intentional about your self awareness journey. The next quadrant is what we call the blind spot. So you do not know, but other people know things that you don't know about yourself, but other people know. So in this quadrant, you're going to ask people that are interested in your development. I'm saying this, I'm putting this as a question because at times you can ask people that are giving you feedback that is not so good because they're not interested. They just want to shame on you. So I want you to ask people that are interested in your development, like your mentor, your spiritual leader, your pastor, a reverend, a parent, a sister. For me, I have a sister who's going to tell me blatantly, Melinda, you're messing up here. This is what you need to work on. I have a mentor. I've got different mentors in different sectors. So I went round and I asked them, who do you think Melinda is? So you're going to ask them, and in this quadrant, they're going to share what are your abilities, what are your flaws, what makes you you. So they're going to share with you who you are from their lens. Then the next quadrant is what I would call the hidden area. So this is what we've never shared with people. These are the conversations we have with ourselves. So these are things we've never shared with people, and you are the only person that knows. Those hidden conversations with yourselves, the failures, the pain, the flaws, the mistakes that you marinate, you think so much about, but people do not know, but you are the one soaking up on them. The traumas, the dreams that you've never fully shared with people, the victories that you have only held on to yourself. So in that quadrant, you're going to write those things about yourself. Then the last quadrant I'm going to share is something that I have added a twist to. This is called the God quadrant. This is where now you're going to ask God to tell you who you are from His lens. So, this is a quadrant where you don't know, you've never explored these gifts. These are your talents, gifts, who you are, things that you have not discovered about yourself, but you're going to ask God to help you discover who you are. And so, this quadrant is only as important to the extent to which you make use of it. So, like I said, this is a mirror to understand who you are and raise awareness, but this is something you can continuously work on, use to develop and understand who you are. I hope this episode has been informative. As we close this episode, I want to ask you a very important question. Is when you look at your quadrants, what does it tell you about who you are? And so I also want to challenge you as we go forward on this journey that you need to intentionally get on a self discovery journey with the Lord. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to I Now Know Better. And so we're asking you who you are.